So Golden State will get the first possession. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3, the small forward. And guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point. Here's Butler, takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Here's Thompson. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Guys, you gotta love the versatility of Klay Thompson. He provides so much at that 2-guard position.
Well, he can defend 3 positions, Kevin. And offensively, he does everything you want done from the 2-guard spot. He can play with or without the ball.
Now here's Thompson. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now here's Butler. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
And Thompson's certainly in the conversation for the best two-way shooting guard in basketball. There's really not much he doesn't do well. And Thompson's much more active running the pick and roll lately. A great pocket passer, and of course, the defense has to stay glued to him because of that ability to knock down shots.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Rejected. Here's Dunleavy. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions, finally transferred to a major college, and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And it's sent back by Bogut. Out of bounds, Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession. Golden State on D. It's a 3-point game.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter. Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Rose dishes to Butler. That's tipped. Oh, and here comes Curry all alone. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And it's Thompson with the jam.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out on the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up. No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Got that one up quick. 6 points for Butler.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Now Bogut following the three-point attempt by Taj Gibson. Curry with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. And here's Barnes for 3. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Pass to Rose. To the paint. Here's Dunleavy. Goes back up, and it's laid in by Gibson.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Curry kicks to Bogut. Down low. Rose attacking. Gibson passes to Gasol. And that misses. That would have put him up.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth.
Yeah, he really could have fouled that one up trying for the big slam there, though. Just a nice, solid finish for the layup. And another miss. Woo, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. We've got 1:08 left here in the opening quarter. And it's Rose penetrating. Shot on the wing. They get it again. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. In the corner, Gibson with it. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
There's 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. Dishes to Bogut. Passes it to Livingston from outside the arc. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Gasol's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Got a hand on it. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And finished off by Bogut.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does.
And he gets the bucket. And it's 6 points for Pau Gasol.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Outside, Green. Over Gibson, and Gibson sends it back. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Warriors lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
I mean, we're 5-6 feet outside that three-point line. If I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Thompson and Iguodala on the perimeter. Maurice Spates out there with Festus Ezeli. And it's Livingston in at the point guard position. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long Clark as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Here's Iguodala following the score by Derrick Rose. They get it back. Iguodala. And the layup's good off the glass. Iguodala's got his first bucket in this one.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it. And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45.
Yes. Woo. The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly. You're right. And caught the defense totally off guard.
And guys, how about his coach? Looked like his heart was in his throat there for a second. Now, though, he's able to smile. More of a smile of relief.
Some changes for Golden State. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Steph Curry is subbed in for Sean Livingston. Inside, it's tipped. Barnes. But he recovers it. On the wing, Thompson. Outside, Curry. Three-pointer. Chicago grabs the miss. To the middle. Here's Butler. And the basket for the fourth time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Bulls.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They're crashing the offensive glass hard, too. I mean, they've dropped in several second-chance baskets.
Chicago trailing here. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense, but their defense, you know, Gia, you were talking about this, is where the true strength of this team lies.
Yeah, I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season, and some nights the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up.
And the Warriors making a change here. Barbosa's checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Noah comes in for Pau Gasol. And McDermott subbed in for Dunleavy. Anderson Varejau's checked in for the Warriors. Chicago also making some changes. Portis, who's checked in for Mirotic. And it's Brooks in for Rose. And again, no good by Chicago.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Varejau.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Anderson Varejau. For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting.
And you know, with the Warriors, it goes beyond the stats. High character guys, tremendous culture. They had a lot of guys that can guard multiple positions and defend them well. That was a big reason they became champs. You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. They're teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be. His ball distribution tonight, just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
And you just look at this Warriors roster, and there are a ton of defensive playmakers. That ability to switch everything and be fine is what made them so tough on the defensive side of the ball.
Some changes for Chicago. Gibson comes in for Portis, and Moore subbed in for Jimmy Butler. A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Feeds to Rush from deep. Kept alive. Here's Azili. No good with the layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Deflects the pass. Gibson with the steal. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Andrew Bogut checked in for the Warriors.
Andrew Bogut.
1:22 left in the first half of basketball. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Warriors trail by 3. Fires for 3. But they get it back. A second chance effort. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
It's stolen by Curry. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Curry's got the ball, and he gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 1. Clark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game. And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of the game. Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Noah. Rebounded by Bogut. Bogut's got 5 rebounds tonight. And he lobs it up. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Warriors ahead, up by 3. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, what's been the key to what's working well out there for you guys right now?
Defensive end. We rebound the ball, keeping them off the glass, and being able to execute an offensive end.
Steph, thank you so much. Plenty of ingredients to a solid effort, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Klay Thompson brought his A game early tonight. He had 14 points and 1 block. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, give them credit for getting out on that fast break. They made a concerted effort to run every time. Not once, not twice, every time, and it paid off in points. I also thought it wore down the defense.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Go.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Chicago right now, Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Now he's just showing off with range like that. That's what I call profile. Incredible.
How about his release, his form, everything flawless. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed? Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
To the middle. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut back down to 2 points on the basket from Dunleavy.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Curry dishes to Thompson. Looking for Rush. He gets it there. Kicks it to Bogut. Gasol with the steal. Here's Butler. Green with the block. Bogut the pass to Thompson. Here's Green. The layup off target. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Green with the block. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Rose kicks to Gibson. To tie. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Gibson. 8 points for Rose.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
To the left side wing. It's Rush outside. That's good. And the Warriors lead by 3.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Butler. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season, won the Most Improved Player of the Year award, really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Barnes is checked in for Brandon Rush.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
And Gibson sends it back. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Warriors leading by 3. And Curry, certainly, Clark, the magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision. Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Second shot opportunity. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And the Warriors making a change here. Livingston's checked in, and the Bulls making a change also. Brooks checked in for Derrick Rose. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Brooks dishes to Butler. Pulls it from 20. Can't get it to go. The Warriors go the other way with it.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
They kick it out to Green. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. And now it's a 12-point Warrior lead. The Bulls have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the 3rd quarter.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Great look, but off the mark. There's the dish to Butler. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Gibson. Second chance shot. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Livingston, no luck.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down. I can't believe defenders are not aware. They cannot allow him that position.
Yeah, you're right about that, Greg. He's put a no trespassing allowed on that spot of the floor. It's all his.
And here we go. The Bulls fast break. And it's Butler missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Look at that shot! How about that? Oh! The drive by Brooks. Great touch on the 16-footer. Brooks has got his 2nd basket.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
Here's Livingston, and Gibson sends it back. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pulls up. Dunleavy's shot is off. Warriors leading by 9. Bogut the pass to Livingston. Back to Bogut. Thompson from long range. That's good. Thompson's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Warriors. It's stolen by Bogut. 1 second left, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Warriors lead by 12. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Harrison Barnes is out there with Maurice Spates. Then there's Festus Ezeli. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Barbosa in at the 2 spot. That's the Warriors 5. Off target from 3-point range. And Spates gets it to go.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
And more kicks to McDermott. The rebound by Ezeli.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Here's Barnes. Off on the layup. Bulls trail by 14. Pass to Mirotic. Back to Brooks. And the 3 off target.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
To the inside, McDermott with a steal. And it's Brooks. That time on the assist by McDermott. And it's 6 points for Aaron Brooks. Warriors leading by 12. The feed to Spates. From deep. And Steph Curry gets the 3.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His 2nd 3 of the half right there.
Gasol dishes to Mirotic. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Warriors have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Barbosa's shot is off.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, and I see no birds up there.
No.
He's off on the first.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him. and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Mirotic, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Brooks. On the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history, and Clark, you called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time. So look for him to bounce back in the years going forward.
Chicago foul ball. Doug McDermott. That's his first personal foul.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Azula. And it's Rush in for Harrison Barnes. Rose, he's checked in for the Bulls. And the Warriors making a change here. Clark's checked in. Curry passes to Clark. Rose with the double team. Here's space. And that one is hammered home.
Well, go ahead and just hammer it home, why don't you?
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league, but my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
Well, he doesn't count on elevation or hang time, that's for sure, but he can still get it in the basket.
Rush outside. Rebound by the Bulls.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at it.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
Tony Snell's checked in for Chicago. He's off on the second.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And he gets it to go.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
Clark kicks to space, pushes it down to finish the break.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and sour.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Spates. Green comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Klay Thompson in for Ian Clark.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Shot's good by Gibson.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Warriors leading by 13 to the paint. It's stolen by Rose. Here's Butler. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Here's Gibson. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists in the game.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And again, it's the Warriors missing. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Gibson. Takes it off the glass.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
And for the Warriors, they're shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. It's Curry outside. The long distance three is buried. And the Warriors lead by 10.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Warriors.
Two great rebounding teams, Clark. Oh! Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown. Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He couldn't resist on that. The adrenaline just flowing. One of the more spectacular plays we've seen.
Yeah, with the game out of reach, intentional fouls don't mean anything. It's just an exercise in futility. Let the clock go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Clark. Just doesn't really make a lot of sense at this point.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Golden State. And Rose, wide open, he shoots. Gibson dishes to Noah. Plays it up and banks it in.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Curry against Rose. Lets the three fly. Curry can't get it to go. Dunleavy, the pass to Gibson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Curry. Off the mark. So we see the Warriors get the win here. Some good competition with the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job finding me when I'm open, so I'm afraid to go stand. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
I will say this about Steph Curry. There is no player in the league more capable of single-handedly taking over a ball game than he is. What I mean is, Steph Curry's hot. It's hotter than anyone else is hot. He can beat you with his feet, his mind, his shot. The only thing you can be sure of is that he will beat you.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K.